That was a 3, 2.
It's been a long road here to Brands Hatch, but the final round of your 2014 GT Giants Championship is about to get underway. It's Mepte that starts on pole, B13 that starts in second, Grafindel in third, Flaren in fourth, 36 laps with GT3 cars across the field, all set to go on the Brands Hatch circuit. The run down to Paddock Hill Bend is going to officially be green flag. Now a slow start there by the Audi and Grafindel as the cars zoom down to Paddock for the first time today. And no real overtaking moves other than B13 taking the lead of the race going in towards Druid. Will he be able to hold on? No, we're still yet to wait and see. Sweeping round. Grafindel's doing everything he can to hang on. Mepte trying to get on the inside. He goes to Graham Hill Bend, but he's going to struggle through there. And that's a real problem. So B1386 has the BMW in the lead of the race. Mepte is in second. Third is Grafindel. Fourth is Flaren. Fifth, Baxter, sixth, Lazarus, seventh, PA, Superbar there in eighth. Simraceway trying to get his Nissan round the outside in ninth. Make their way down now out of the drop, and you can just wait and see. You can maybe get the move done or no. Mepte in second, trying his best to hold on. Grafindel maybe has the power advantage here with the Audi. This circuit isn't really one when the BMW can stretch its legs down the straight. It's very narrow. It's a very historic circuit. It's not one of your modern ones with plenty of runoff area. It's a true driver's circuit, and one which really does suit the more nimble cars. And towards the end of the first lap now, and out of the final corner through clearways. And look how close Grafindel is to perhaps a pass. One lap down, 35 to go in the final round of your GT Giants Championship. What can Grafindel do? Trying to get to the outside, the BMW on the inside defending heavily. Only braking now by Grafindel. Now into Druids once again. The field is trying to scramble around for position. We've got Mr. PA there trying to attack Lazarus in the United Autosports Audi as he tries to take on Lazarus. The last win they took, of course, was Donington Park in the British GT last season. Final round of the year, and the team have had varying success ever since then. And now the two BMWs at the front though, trying to pull away and get in their own race. Mepte chasing B13, Grafindel just behind watching on. And that battle there with Flaren and Baxter. They're also trying to sort out their own little problems on. Then off goes Baxter. I don't think that was intended. The BMW spins back onto the circuit in a risky place. Cars start to avoid. On a racetrack that slim, it's lucky that BMW didn't come on facing sideways, otherwise that would have been inevitable contact with pretty much the entire field. So going towards the end of another lap, still B13 leads with Mepte in second, who's dropped back. Grafindel in third, and the Nissans behind. Obviously, we've been separated from the error a moment ago. Grafindel actually gaining on the two leaders. Now Pierre trying to hold on there, actually it's Superbat, maybe tries to get that Nissan 350 through, the GT, Nissan GTR, trying to get to the inside there, very difficult apex, you've seen that many times before in many different disciplines. Pierre doing his best to keep that very wide Audi in front at the moment. The man who's in P6, who's a good start to the race so far, Mr. Pierre, in terms of the championship. We'll be hoping we can find a nice sort of redemption here today as B13 comes out of clearways, out of Clark Corner again for the third time, with Mepte following and Grafindel lining up in third. Now Mepto, the lights on there, you can just see maybe trying to get into his head of the other opponents as B13 does his very, very best to keep his car ahead and not fall to the pressure that Mepte is really starting to ramp up now. The two white GT3 BMW Z4s. Ones which have, of course, claimed the British GT Championship this year, and it was at one of the most prestigious circuits in the UK, going into Donington Park, but the real advantage came from this circuit, Brands Hatch, where the DNF, the Aston Martin, really did play into their hands. So we'll see the same here today. It's another BMW going to have a real chance going into these last couple of corners on the last couple of laps to make this stick. Further behind, it's very much a Nissan dominated midfield. We've got a BMW off there, that's back to Gabriel in the barriers again. Not where he wants to be in the slightest, as they make their way now out of the final couple of corners again. Taking through out of clearways, Lazarus in 5th, Clarence in 4th, 3rd's Grauffindel, 2nd is Mepte, and 1st is B13A6 still. After starting in 2nd place, nice outside pass going into Paddock Hill Bend. Since then, been able to really just try and cement that race lead. The BMW looking perhaps a bit understeery there though, going into Druids, having to really fight it through the corner, which is never a promising sign at this early stage when the tyres should be creeping right into their peak zones. So Grauffindel once again falling away. He seems to be back and forth, doesn't he, that 3rd place Audi at the moment. One minute he's all over the back of the leaders, the next he's almost slipping into the clutches of Farron 89. He's going to try and find a run of consistency somewhere along the lines. You've got Mr. PA there in 7th, 8th place to Luke Sky, 9th is A Costa. Tomcat there and Cobalt actually also pretty close together. Back to Gabriel right behind them, seeing if he can maybe apply some pressure. However, it's still very, very early days at the moment in this championship as they make their way now into wall. Back to Gabriel's made the pass, so they're recovering. Back to Gabriel, who we saw off the circuit early on. He's now got himself back into 11th position. Now, ideally, he'd like to get himself a bit higher up than that still, but it's still signs of progress. He's by no means out of this race just yet. He's just got a little bit more work to do. There's A Costa in 9th. A bit further forward, Luke Sky in 8th. As we say, he always seems to hover around 8th position, does Luke Sky. This is the first time I've seen him racing this Nissan GTR, so it'll be intriguing to see how he fares in the conditions. We're 5 laps down, another 31 to go. You see Jones back now start to maybe set in as the drivers realise that this isn't a quick sprint rate in these cars. They've got to make them last, and PA goes very wide there in P7. Take a look, actually we're going to stop and go there for Baxter Gabriel. I think that will be revoked. Even so, it's not really where he needs to be at this stage in the race. If that is a stopping go penalty that needs to be served, but further forward, those two BMWs again at the front of the field. 3-1-3 leading Mepte still by about 1.2 seconds, but Mepte with the headlights on. Obviously this circuit going to fade into night very soon. On lap 6, and of course it's effectively a full 24 hour cycle at the moment. Down on the final corner, the two BMWs still lead. It's been a great run by the German manufacturer so far in the early stages. 123.6 for B13, 123.4 for Mepte, 123.8 for Grauffindel, and 124.6 for the Nissan. So the Nissans don't look anywhere near as dangerous. Now out of the Paddock Hill Bend again comes Tomcat in 9th in the United Autosports Audi, being chased there by Baxter Gabriel's BMW. He's been on the charge, if you remember a moment ago, made that pass towards the back end of the old GP circuit, and now thanks to the real chance at the back of the Audi. Let's take a look and see how the man who's currently 10th can fare. It's very up and close now as they make their way back towards the back of the circuit again, under the bridge. Look at this now. Oh, he goes wide again, so another blessing for Baxagava, the Audi off track. And that just completely opens the door for the BMW. Through he goes. And now let's take a look at his pace next lap, because that will be really representative of how much he's going to be able to push in these next few moments or so. And how much ground he's going to be able to gain over the cars in front. We've got a nice little trio forming towards the back of the field. The WTTNN ahead of A-Costa at the moment. And that Nissan GTR starting to push. To the inside, the Nissan looking very handy into Paddock Hill Bend, but it's never a secure manoeuvre, is it, as they make their way in towards the inside. And he's got it done there, though. There was obviously a lot of space, a lot of respect between the two drivers. A bit further forward towards the mid-pack of the field now, you've got Superbar and Lazarus, two Nissan GTRs, who are really having an all-out tussle on the circuit at the moment. Let's see what Superbar can do. Towards that right-hander again, and Lazarus starting to lose a bit of ground now. Obviously, there's no advantage over manufacturers here. There's no chance that Nissan will have, you know, a chance to overtake where the BMW would slow down or not be able to get the power down as quickly. These two cars are identical in every way, meaning that they'll have the same functions, they'll have the same 0 to 60 speed. The only way he's going to get through is through driver error or if he's genuinely quicker. So a real race of drivers at the moment, and Superbar makes his way out off the final corner, still behind Lazarus. Into Druids, and look at the race leader now, Mepte again, still putting pressure on, and Graufinkel perhaps falling away a little now. About 4 seconds behind is the Audi R8 at the moment. But Mepte has got his eyes completely focused on the back of that BMW Z4. Can he find a way through in the next few stages, or is he building it up? As the track starts to get a little darker now as well, Mepte tries to maybe experiment with some different racing lines, but that's the trouble with Brands Hatch. Such a difficult circuit to pass. I remember I made my circuit commentary debut here back in 2012, and the first thing I thought was there was a Formula 3 race that I was actually commentating on, and there were barely any overtakes, and I always wondered why. You know, these are Formula 3 cars, the next hot shots, the future of Formula 1, why couldn't they pass? I was only 15, 16 at the time, and then I realised that it's not to do with the cars or the talent of the driver. It's because this circuit is so difficult, and Mepte explains why there and takes out the race leader. B1386 facing in the wall. And that's exactly what we mean. The circuit is just so narrow. He rejoins the circuit, but my God, exactly what I was talking about. It's like the opposite of a commentator's curse. Because the circuit is so narrow, there's no way you can risk an overtake without risking your own car or damaging your own or the opponent around you race. And that is why this circuit is so special. So, what an incredible event this has been so far. It's got all the drama the championship's renowned for. The two Nissans get very close together there, actually. Now through, you've got Mepte getting a drive-through penalty, deservedly so now. I think it's going to get him out roughly. It'll be a 10-second drive-through, obviously, to get to the end of the pit lane. So he's going to come out, I reckon, between Kobayashi and WTTNN. Now that'll be interesting to watch. That's a 3-car train already that's endeavouring back there. Now where is B1386? He's 4th at the moment. Nice clean air in front of him. So B13 makes his way over the line. Does Mepte come in? No, he doesn't. So Mepte stays out. Obviously, with the knowing he's quicker. 1:24.7 that time. So Mepte trying to obviously set it down. You can see how much he's pushing as well, as in fact he got a wheel on the grass. Brings his way going into the forest. Graufinkel's there. second as well. Third place is B13. Now, he's very lucky, as we say, he didn't come out behind those two Nissans. If he did, he'd have a real chore on his hands. But the question is, I mean, I think he's only got 3 laps to serve the penalty, so if he can't get it done soon, he's going to struggle to find a time frame to fit it in without losing time to the opposition. He's got to try and plan this carefully. As the sun starts to fade away here at Brands Hatch, the one thing that we can say, I'm thinking, as it goes into sunset and we get a little bit of peace on the circuit, we can just take a moment from everyone here at Simraceway, whether that's the drivers at the Sonoma Centre, our CEO, our events organisers, you, the racers, from myself, that we all wish Jules Bianchi a very speedy and healthy recovery. What we saw at Suzuka last weekend was tragic. We hope it never happens again. And from all of us here at Simraceway, that we are praying for Jules Bianchi's recovery and to hope to one day see him back in a Formula 1 driver's seat. So moving on from that as well, as the drivers always racing his honour. I know some of them here today. By actually 10th, 13th behind Night Raceway at the moment, who's trying to hold on, but he is struggling actually. The Nissan isn't looking as perhaps dangerous as it once was. And now a bit further forward, more importantly, Superbar and Lazarus, these two Nissans who we were speaking of a few moments ago, getting very close together. In towards the back end of the circuit they go, through the forest. And what's the good thing about this Brands Hatch circuit as well, in the commentary box at least, is that you get all these monitors with cameras at the back end of the circuit. So you can see going out the drop there into Hawthorns, there will be a camera situated where you can see the overtaking. So it's not like other circuits where as soon as you lose sight of the cars, that's it for a lap, and you're just sort of guessing where they are. Brands Hatch has got actual cameras, so you can see where the cars are on the circuit, you can follow their progress, and if two people go out of, you know, let's say Surtees corner side by side, then you'd have no chance of tracking them without it. So it's a great feature that not many circuits have. It's very modern in its facilities, Brands Hatch. And a little bit of trivia as well, a lot of the Rush movie, if you weren't aware, was actually shot at the Brands Hatch circuit. There's a scene, I think, where both drivers are walking through a tunnel, and you can tell that's the tunnel that goes between the paddock and the grandstand. So that's how the fans get to the paddock, that's how the drivers get their way down there as well, and that's what links the media centre to the outside of the circuit. As the two Nissans go side by side through Paddock Hill Bend. Oh my goodness me, Lazarus 16 does about 6 or 7 barrel rolls and finds himself upside down. The rear wings come off. Now, I don't know if that was contact or what. I turned away for a minute just to see what was going on with Tomcat behind. And next thing you know, he's turned that Nissan into a road car. There's no spoiler on it. And he's upside down after what seems to be an entrant to the Olympic gymnast competition. Pretty sure that wasn't on his list as we went into this sort of race. And the grandstands. Oh, again, apologies for the echo there, but my goodness me, that was some collision. You can already see the lack of downforce that that car is suffering with now. Twitching at every corner, it's crawling around like a wounded antelope, just struggling. There's no grip there, all the air is simply just surrounding the car, it's getting under the wheels. There's nothing to keep that car downforce, you know, down low, effectively, to make it downforce. Right now it's all over the place force, for lack of a better term. Lap 13 of 36 has been completed, a 1:23.9 for Grau Findle. B13 now second, with Mepte having served the penalty in third. He's actually 8 seconds away from B13, so maybe waiting was the right decision there. Not a bad effort at all though, is it? You know, considering you've got a stop and go penalty, one that's going to, or drive through at least, one that's going to hinder your race massively. He waits a few laps, he knows he's quicker, brings the car in, and he's only 4 seconds away from Grau Findle. And run through the order then as we almost approach a halfway mark. I think it's a nice idea to quickly run through. We've got Grau Findle in first, B13 second, Mepte is in third, Superbar is now fourth, PA now fifth, Luke Sky sixth, Farron 89 seventh, Maxi Gaber 8th, Tomcat in 9th, A Costa 10th, My Raceway 11th, 12th place Kobayashi, 13th WTTNN, and Lazarus finally recovers to the pits in 14th to round out your drivers for the final round of this championship. Now, an update on the incident. It was one that I don't think Superbar could really avoid. They come out of Paddock Hill Bend side by side and the two made contact. Lazarus already lost control of the car and inevitable contact was made, and as Lazarus brings the car in, we get ready for some night racing here at Brands Hatch. Are the drivers ready? Are you ready at home? Because Brands Hatch is about to get a whole lot more beautiful as the drivers race their way into the darkness. Now 123.8 from Mepte, 123.6 from B13 in second. That's not ideal at all for B13A6. Well, in fact, no, for Mepte, sorry. It's very ideal for the man in second, who's actually eaten out quite a bit of time over the man chasing in, that BMW of Mepte, the two who were so violently duelling prior to the incident. Seems Malik Hill Bend is almost a forbidden fruit, isn't it? Everyone wants to make a pass through there, knowing that overtaking at Brands Hatch is few and far between. It's all down to racecraft and patience. Everyone wants to try their chance with Lady Luck, but not many people get the dance they ask for. Here goes in towards the forest down through Hawthorns. Luke Sky follows up to 6th now due to all of the catastrophes around him, involving of course a spinner. And back to Gaber going towards the rear end of the field. We saw Lazarus lose the rear wing on the Nissan. So Graf Findle makes his way out on the final corner. Still leading as Lord lap 16 out of 36 now. The B13 actually onto the grass there, 123.9 again, much slower than B13 who's chasing. And the two, now another two Nissan side by side, and funnily enough, it's Lazarus and Superbar again. Now, unfortunately, it isn't full position. Lazarus blatantly a lap down from the contact he suffered with that very car earlier on, but it's nice to see that he's still sticking with him. And now as the stars come out, we can really appreciate the beautiful scenery around the Kent circuit. Superbar makes his way out of the double right-hander there. You can just see PA behind. Florin and Luke Sky actually not too far away. Back to Gabe, as we say, was making his charge through the field. Got himself into the top 10. Last time we checked on him, he's now in 8th position. So with Florin 89 in his sights as well, that could well change to 7 a lot sooner than we both thought. Diving down through the final couple of corners now, and they'll enter clearways very shortly. Back to Gabriel is gaining time hand over fist on the Nissan in front. Under the Advent barrier they go. You can see the hospitality suites to the left hand side. I think Stopwatch Hospitality actually have a little few VIP suites up there for you to go and watch the race from. Turn 1 back, so really chasing Florin now. And of course he's got Luke Sky ahead of him, so that will put Luke back down to 7th. But that BMW looking very composed at the moment. Let's just take a ride on board perhaps if we could. With back to Gaber 57, he's making his way now out of Graham Hill Bend. And now in towards 30, back into the old GP circuit. Once again now, we've got to take a look as well at Tomcat and Coston. The battle going on just behind. That's the Nissan and Audi. And Costa really chasing at the moment. The two have been back and forth for quite some time. So now Costa trying to fight, and the Audi really trying to cling on, but he's actually lost a lot of time since Tomcat's been able to get the way through. So the Audi made the impressive pass in the opening couple of corners, and since just go see you later, I would say off into the sunset, but it's more the sunrise, isn't it, as we get back towards dusk here. Now this is where races get really interesting here in this championship. Bear in mind the track obviously gets colder, the surface drops as the ambient temperature takes a dip. The tyre temperatures will also take a hit, the brakes will take a hit. The drivers themselves might even feel a bit cooler, which isn't exactly a bad thing, bearing in mind that they'll be in a cockpit where they're enduring temperatures of up to maybe 60 degrees at times. Into Druids now, this battle really is looking to be quite some duel, isn't it? You've got Florin, Luke Sky who are the two Nissans in this one. Mr. Pierre ahead of them. Luke Sky makes his way through traffic. How gorgeous is this Brands Hatch circuit when it alights during the evening. The stars are all out, the hospitality suites are in use. Lazarus slows down to let the trio through. And now McLaren 89 has got a little bit more to worry about than where Batsagaba was. So PA in 5th at the moment, trying to pull away in the Audi. So it's Audi, Nissan, BMW. Look at now, I think the Thursday Costa may be looking to try and latch onto the back of these two, but he is a good 35 seconds away. So don't mind it off. There still could well be some plot twists in this race, but it's not quite inevitable just yet. So Farron 7th, still Luke in 6th, and it's still Batsagaba chasing him in 8th. Now that's exactly what Farron needed, because I think after passing Lazarus, the two Nissans got extremely up close and personal, meaning that Batsagaba has effectively lost a slipstream. Now it doesn't pay that much of an advantage around here at Brands Hatch, but it does. Those last couple tenths of a second towards the end of a lap when you dive into Paddock Hill Bend can be so vital when trying to overtake your opponent, or even trying to pull away from the one behind. And I think that McLaren 89 is discovering that now. We've still got about 18 laps of racing to halfway through this race. It's Luke Sky and... well, Luke Sky's trying to focus on PA, with McLaren trying to do the exact same. So Luke Sky's in a bit of a predicament, as is McLaren 89, the two Nissans, who are really going to struggle at this mid-race stage now. I think when the headlights are going to come back into effect in terms of, you know, I'd say harpooning your opponent's race, that's probably the wrong choice of word, but dampening your opponent's chance of a victory in this little battle, then it's going to really start to, you know, pick up the pace again, because that's only going to happen when it's sunlight. Right now, if anything, the headlights are only helping the car's visibility in front as they provide the lights coming off the wing mirrors. So it's only going to, in fact, hinder the races of the man chasing with the headlights on, because he's going to get limited visibility. The track will be completely surrounded with the car he's got a view on. Into Druids once again. Luke Sky pulling a bit further away as the track starts to heat up, and you can see a tinge of purple and orange fade into the, I'd say, morning sky. It's almost dusk here. Definitely make for a good caption in our SRW Picky contest, which as always you can enter on Instagram. Hashtag SRW Picky for your favourite screenshots for a chance to win a $2.50 gift voucher. And Lazarus out of the game, so a disappointing race ends a disappointing championship for Lazarus. And he'll be gutted with that one to watch it from the paddock, but to be honest with you, I mean, coming into this one a lap down, no other driver's really made a considerably large error. And Batsagaba has actually dropped back once again there from the man he was chasing, which isn't good news for the BMW at least. In regards to BMW and Mepte, the two sit still at about 5-6 seconds apart at the moment in terms of lap times, a 1:24.0 for B13 and a 1:23.7 for Mepte. So the BMW really coming alive at night here at Brands Hatch. Is he going to be able to convert it into second and get that chance of redemption? As Grau Findle has literally sailed off into the sunset before the pit stop, before the night started to set in. He rode off, he's 16 seconds clear of Mepte, and that Audi is looking to maybe become the second championship winning out, final race of the season winning Audi in two different championships. We say British GT last year, GT Giants this year, who knows? It could be written in the stars, it could be written in the stars in the game. If you want to experience this sort of night racing, then just download Simraceway for free at simraceway.com. The game's absolutely free of charge. Every car comes at a very inviting price. The tracks are all free, and you even get some free cars to start with as well. So you can take out a Formula 3 car or a Mitsubishi Evo straight out onto the circuit and experience what it's like to drive at night around one of the UK's most fantastic and most legendary circuits, one with so many stories, with such a legacy as well. So Grafindel now 18 seconds clear, 1:23.6. It's not just that he's coasting. The man's still pushing very quickly indeed, faster than both men in second and third position. Mepte once again slower than B13 that time by, so perhaps losing time. Luke Sky, now what's happened there? Luke Sky is pulled away from Flaren, who's dropped back to 8th. Now I've missed something there completely. Flaren's had an off at some point on this circuit. He's now behind Baxter Gaber, and Baxter is only 4 seconds away from the Luke Sky and PA battle, so it's still a battle of 3 conditionally as Luke Sky to the inside of PA for the final top 5 position. The Nissan illuminates its brake lights completely orange there. The brake discs come alive. The car twitches with a bit of oversteer. But Luke Sky goes into 5th position, and this could be one of his highest ever finishes here in a Simraceway Championship. Yeah, he's still in 6th place, but Flaren made the mistake going into Paddock Hill Bend again. Yet another mistake into Paddock Hill. That corner has just been cursed this afternoon, hasn't it? No driver can seem to nail it whatsoever. Now in towards what could be one of the most important laps now for Grafindel. We've only got about 14 laps remaining, so we're half an hour into the race. The drivers coming towards the end of their championship, the end of their race, and they won't want to see it off just yet. They'd love to add another 7 rounds. It's been an explosive championship, one that has been adored by Simraceway users all across the world. And I'm sure our Sunday championship this week is going to be absolutely brilliant. You have to stick around to find out what that one is, but I can promise you now, you're going to absolutely love it if you like our GT Giant series. So down under the bridge and out of the last couple of corners again. Will come Grafindel very shortly, but right now making his way around halfway through the lap. 3 second, Mateo's in 3rd, Superbar is 4th, Luke Sky still 5th, PA 6th, and now Baxter Gaber has gained a lot more on PA than he has on Luke Sky. He's definitely getting there, he's just going to try and find the momentum, isn't he? We know he's quick around here, it's just can he be quick enough? Audi looking like he could still be coming under some quantitative pressure from Baxter Gaber, who puts yet another 2 wheels on the grass, so really pushing the limits of that Z4. Fury Cost Z4 of course, which experienced some good success at the Spa 24 Hour this year as well actually. It's been a very successful car. The PA still 6 with Luke Sky taking command of that little trio at the moment. But Mepte still 3rd, with B13 still that 5 seconds clear in 2nd, so those two still can't catch a break. It's been very even since the get-go with those 2 drivers. So a massive hello as well to Nicky at the moment, so Nicky Dubois, who said that he's on a max so he can't play Sim Raceway. It's the first time watching the game, so I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing here. We do have, of course, live streams every Sunday, starting at around 5 PM GMT and going on till about 9:30 usually, so about 4.5 hours of some solid racing. Now we've got another retirement as well. A Costa out of the race. That's not where he needs to be, the man who sits in 13th position at the moment. And unfortunately it's a retirement, and it has been a bit of an unfortunate series for A Costa, but what's made this championship so special is that we vary between the GT2 and the GT3 machinery, and some drivers shine in the GT2s, others shine in the GT3, whilst a very select few just can't seem to catch a break, and I think that's what's happened there with A Costa. Well, at 24 with 36, there isn't long left to go into the closing stage. Luke Sky's off! Luke Sky's completely off, Flaren goes back through, and all of the hard work that Luke Sky's had to endure has come undone. What has this meant for Baxter Gaber? He's through, he's away at the races, and that horse is going through as a winner because Mr. PA is not going to stop him. Flaren certainly isn't, and Luke Sky had any chance of stopping him. That's just gone completely out the window. Mr. PA, I think, was involved in some of the issues there. 126.4, so slow lap for PA, must have been contact with the 2 drivers. Flaren at 125.2. And Luke Sky obviously taking the brunt of the impact, a 1:35.7 there to his lap time. Findle there, our race leader, makes some way past lap traffic of Kobayashi 10 at the moment, so his race still very open, despite the fact he's on his own out there and driving in his own little world. It's nice to see that he is still having to encounter cars. The lap cars have been very respectful here today. They haven't hindered the race in any way or been a hazard, which is always a worry around Brands Hatch. Now, passing slower traffic is always an issue in GT racing, whether it's multi-class, whether it's single class. It's always going to be a problem due to the length of the race and the diversity of the opponents. But then you put it on a circuit like Brands, which is so narrow, so unforgiving, so punishing, and you're just asking for some sort of trouble at some stage. But all drivers who've been lapped so far have been absolutely respectful to their peers, which is brilliant to see. True sportsmanlike conduct here in the Simraceway GT Giants Championship. An update again, if you want to get involved here with the Simraceway GT Giants Championship, although it may have come to an end now, what it does mean is that you've got a long way to go in your Simraceway year. Yes, we're into autumn and the weather's going to start getting slightly colder. That doesn't mean our action isn't going to hot up. We've still got plenty more championships coming your way. Get involved, just head over to the Simraceway forum, community.simraceway.com. Now, as we say, we recently saw your Simraceway World Touring Car Championship, and that came to a thrilling closure. There was no two ways about it. It was absolutely breathtaking just last Sunday. And now coming towards the end of our GT Giants Championship as well, one which has been adored by drivers across Simraceway. There's no two ways about it. They've loved every second of it. We've gone from circuits like Watkins Glen, we've been to Daytona at the road course, Silverstone, I think Indianapolis has had a visit as well. We're ending here at Brands Hatch. And they're not just playing for bragging rights. The prize pool for this championship is $500. So with the winner taking 70, it's brilliant. It's such a good way to get yourself into competitive racing, to race for money, to take your Simraceway passion to the next level. And to see how these drivers fare through the heats as well, and how many of them become a recurring factor, is just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Lap 27 to 36, Findle still leads, B13 second, Mepta in third, Superbar is now fourth. What a drive it's been for him now, as we experience daylight again at Brands. Back to Gaber fifth, PA sixth, Flaren seventh, Luke Sky back to old traditional eighth it seems. Now, I don't know what it is about Luke Sky, but we've said this every broadcast, he seems to hover around 8th place. It's almost like he's destined to finish there, he loves it. I mean, maybe it's just one of those things that's meant to be, or it's always been a coincidence, but it's great to see him in the midfield. And even though he does finish 8th, you know, most weeks or around that sort of area, he's very consistent, is Luke Sky. He's very consistent. He's always there or thereabouts, always in the hunt, always, you know, looking for points, looking to establish himself as a contender. And it's that sort of consistency that gets you championships. What's one win if you have 3 DNFs at the end of the day? Luke Sky has that consistency that a lot of drivers seem to lack here in Simraceway. So PA into turn number 1, back so still P4, third Mepte, second B13 as we say. Now I got a bit excited there, I saw 2 plain white BMWs and got really excited that they'd be passing, but it turns out they're not, because they're just getting past Kobayashi. And just taking a look at the results as well, this is how things look going in towards your final round of the championship at the moment. It's been brilliant so far in terms of wins. B1386 has won 2. Baxter Gaber will be looking for his 4th podium and his first ever victory, will be his highest result, but easily the most consistent man in the championship so far has been B1386. His result so far has been second, third, first, second, just below there, I think that's about 4th, and then first again. Absolutely sensational. The man has been on fire. There's no two ways about it. And easily been, as we say, one of the most consistent drivers. Another man who has been consistent, we mentioned Luke Sky earlier on, he always seems to hover 8th position. He scored 6 points, 9 points, 7, 8, and then a gap, then 8, 4 and 12. So a big weekend last time at Watkins Glen. But back to game of 57, as you say, looking to really make an impact here today. In terms of championship standings, it is B1386 that is looking to really make a victory here at the moment. He could be sealing the deal here today. He's finishing ahead of Mepte at this stage. Now he's 20 points clear, so Mepte needs to stay in front of B13 to win the title. If he can't, then it's all game over. Back to Gaber, in fact, may even steal second from him if he's lucky, because you get 20 points for finishing in first position. Third place you get 16. Now I'm not too good at on-the-spot maths, but it's going to be close. Grafindel currently 4th in the standings, Flaren 5th, PA in 6th, Shadow Bounty in 7th, Luke Sky in 8th, and Stuntman Mike is in 9th position. STEV 9 Raceway is in 10th place, but the beauty of this championship is that even the last place driver gets a prize. So for instance, we've got, I think it's Frankie Defonso, who entered this championship, I think it was in mid-Ohio. He only entered one round, and he's only scored 2 points to finish in the race, but he does still get a $5 voucher. Now that is brilliant. That is everything that symbolises what Simraceway is about, that everyone gets a reward for their participation. It's not always about the winner, it's about the community and the family that we've grown here at Simraceway. And with 7 laps to go, Grafindel looks to really be the king of that family. So Grafindel, B13, Mepte Baxo, PA Flaren. Luke Sky 7th now, Nye Raceway is in 8th now after passing Tomcat, who's had a bit of an off. So Tomcat down to 9th after, I think that was just letting a lap car through actually. So Tomcat not really in anyone's way, just letting through the race leader, who's now actually about to start lap number 31. So with 5 laps remaining, or 6 essentially, here in your GT Giants Championship, and then that's a wrap. As we'd say on the Simraceway Facebook page, Grafindel will effectively be crowned the man who wins the race. He will potentially be fighting for, I think, 3rd position in the championship. He's in, yeah, you'd say we get, 20 points for a win. So he could still finish in 3rd, with Baxter Gaber in 4th at the moment. So apologies on that one, but this is going to be really interesting to see how it pans out. It should still be, as far as I'm aware, B1386 who gets the championship. There shouldn't be any doubt about that. And look at that now, the sun officially out, and a big flight there for Grafindel. My heart was in my mouth. So for the moment of silence, the wheel went, and I was struggling because I thought he was going to lose it there, going out of Hawthorns. He's making his way through Clark Corner now, through Clearways, and onto the final straight. But my goodness me, are these tyres starting to relinquish their grip now as he pushed them so hard that they're starting to maybe fade away. B13 is in 2nd. 3rd place is Mepte. 4th is Baxter as we say, but these tyres now having to go through all of that cycle of effectively a 24-hour day of the temperature dropping and increasing again. It's going to wreak havoc with the cars, what would equivalent be a body clock. The car having to work constantly through all conditions, the engine varying in temperatures, the brakes also suffering the same fate. But we've only got a select few laps to go, so any error now is going to be absolutely crucial. Luke Sky still 7th. All the battles have sort of come to an end, so what we will say is if you want to know more about Simraceway, like one of our viewers at the moment, if Nikki, this is your first time viewing the game and you want to find out a little bit more about it, then be sure to head over to our Facebook page. All of the info's in the description. So our Twitter, twitter.com/SimRaceway. Our Facebook is facebook.com/SimRaceway. And my personal Twitter, if you want to ask me any questions, is @LiamJenkins21. All of it, as we say, in the description. And then, as we mentioned earlier, our SRW Picky competition, which encourages you guys to submit your very best screenshots from Simraceway, whether that's just car backgrounds or you fighting with your friend in a private race, maybe even you in this very GT Giants Championship race, or as Graufindo crosses the line maybe on one of his laps. So just whack them on Instagram, upload the pictures, put some effects on them, and hashtag it with SRW Picky, and you can win yourself a $2.50 gift voucher to use in-game. So Graufindo goes over the line again. In fact, he's already halfway around the next lap. B13 and Mepte only a couple seconds apart. Is there a very late twist of fate in this race now? Because yes, Mepte, I don't want to put, sour thoughts in anyone's mind, but Mepte can still win this championship. And if those two drivers start battling, Mepte knows he's got to get an advantage. If there's contact and B13 falls, it can happen. And I don't know if it'll be malicious or no, I don't know if there even will be, but if you can just get close enough, there could still be time. So B13 goes out of the final corner. Mepte is still third. Maxo fourth. Mr. PA fifth. Flower 89 is sixth. And seventh is Luke Sky 80 as well. And don't forget as well that we've actually got new championships. A free-to-play championship, which consists of the free and progression ladder stage 0 cars. So the Evolution X, the kart and the Formula 3, with the first qualifiers with the Evo X are on. And then obviously the GT Giants will be replaced with the midweek World Touring Car Championships. Both are open setups, so if you want a free-to-play championship and you don't want to pay to enter and you just want to get straight in there, like the racing you see here but without the money, then this is your chance. All of the content you will need is absolutely free. A Formula 3 car, a go-kart, and a Mitsubishi Evo as well. And I'm not saying this because I work for Simraceway or because, this is like a promotional thing, but that Mitsubishi Evolution is one of the best cars to drive on this game. Yes, it's free. Yes, it's not your Bugatti Veyron or, your classic McLaren cars. But some of the best races have come from that Mitsubishi Evo. I've never seen anything like it. The stuff we saw in the Sunday race-offs or the support race with the Mitsubishi Evo Championships are some of the closest racing you'll see, both real and virtual. There's no other sim on the planet that could have provided racing as close as that Mitsubishi did. So if you want a real chance at a championship that's free to enter, you don't have to do anything at all, just download a game and play with a keyboard, get yourself in that championship, because that is going to be one of the best decisions you can make. 2 more laps to go here at your final round of the GT Giants Championship. And it's going to be what looks like a victory, and a first victory and only victory of the season for Graufindo PL. Is this going to be it though? Is there a late twist in the tail? We still don't know. There's a long way left to go. I know it's only like 1.5 more laps, but a lot can still happen. B13 and Mepte now 7 seconds apart, so Mepte is actually fallen off there. That's not what he needs in the slightest. Baxter was in 4th, PA 5th, Flaren in 6th, Luke Sky 7th, 8th place Raceway, 9th Tomcat, 10th Kobayashi, 11th WTTNN, and only out of the race now. This is surprising. Only 2 retirements. We've got Superbar, Superbar, A-Costa, and Lazarus 16. So, again, Graufindo, wheel on the grass. Don't be doing that now. You've got 16 seconds clear. All you've got to do is keep that Audi on the circuit. It's a lot easier said than done, but Graufindo should be looking to add another trophy to his collection. Over the line comes Graufindo, the final lap of the race underway, at a blistering 122.8. If you don't think that's quick, let's just take a look at what B13A6 can do. This was the man that was leading earlier on, a 123.7. 9 tenths faster. That Audi showed no sign of letting up. He wants to win this race flat out. Absolutely incredible. PA's in 5th, Flaren's in 6th, Luke Sky 7th, Raceway in 8th, Tomcat 9th, Kobayashi 10th, WTTNN of course in 11th as well. But What a championship this has been. What an honour it's been to commentate on a series as competitive and as exciting as this. And it's really nice as well to come from obviously doing the British GTs in real life for Motors TV to see how they're represented in game. And Simraceway does such a fantastic job of modelling these cars, getting the handling, the sounds, the physics, all of it spot on, even down to performance as well. Because traditionally this isn't a BMW circuit, this is an Aston circuit, this is a Porsche, this is a Nissan circuit, this is an Audi circuit. The smaller, more nimble cars, and that's shown dividends here today. Graufinkel has got 2 more corners to go before we draw a curtain on our Simraceway GT Giants Championship for the final time this season. Out of the final corner, he's had a good solid year, but it's his 4th podium and his 1st ever victory. Graufinkel PL wins at Brands Hatch. He will be over the moon with that one. The Audi drives a stunning victory win there. B13 over the line in 2nd. He wishes it could have been a win if it wasn't for the contact earlier on at paddock. Well, I mean, without that contact at Paddock Hill Bend, that should have been a B13 victory, arguably, or at least contested. Mepte finishes 3rd. A good recovery, considering he had that penalty from the contact. Max Gaber is going to finish in 4th place. 5th place will be Mr. PA. 6th place, Flower 89. 7th, Luke Sky. 8th place, Nye Raceway. 8th place is Nye Raceway. 9th place, Tomcat. 10th place, Kobayashi. 11th, WTTN M1. And out of the race, Superbar, A Costa and Lazarus. And what that does mean for this championship is that we have got an official championship winner. Obviously, the stewards have still got to do their final post-race checks to make sure everything was in order and deal with any complaints. But it will mean that B1386 is your GT Giants champion. 2 wins, 3 second places and 2 seconds. Only 1 race this season he didn't finish on the podium. And that was all the way back at Laguna Seca. So what a consistent job. There's no better victor than that man there. No one more deserving. So thank you so much to everyone who's tuned into this broadcast. If you have just tuned in for the first time today, then we do hope you head over to simraceway.com and check out the game for yourself. As we say, completely free of charge to play and some brilliant action as well. From myself, Liam Jenkins, I'll see you on Sunday.
Point. That lap was at 3-2. That lap was a